Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, I'd like to show you a picture of a whale. While we still have whales left in America, because apparently no one cares about the whales. Nobody. They didn't shut that oil well off yet. And now they're telling us that it's not a perfect world. When they knew there were 5, 6, or 7 leaks in the pipe after the blowout preventer valve, they're telling us that they went for the end of the pipe when there were still 6 more leaks, and that it was difficult for them to create a valve system. Let me ask you a question. First of all, they're all lying through their teeth. The United States Mafia is lying through its teeth, aka the United States Coast Guard, are lying through their teeth. Admiral Langley, the woman, we need a woman admiral that can't tell the truth. I don't care if she could tell the truth, she'd probably be okay, but on day 5 she told us there was 0 oil leaking into the Gulf of Mexico. None, 0. Nothing. And she had on her desk 12 hours after the incident a piece of paper saying that as much as 336 gallons of oil could be leaking into the Gulf of Mexico on a daily basis. And she told the American people in front of the news she didn't know of any oil leaking at all, not even a drop, for 5 days. So I have no respect for Admiral Langley. And that other fella, Thaddeus, he ain't much better. He also is telling you stories. You know how I can tell he's telling you stories? Because of the dispersants thing. But anyway, this is what a whale looks like before it swims into the oil. And then I got some stuff in last night. They started taking the whales off the beach. And a friend of mine gave me this. This is a baby whale that they took off the beach last night. You could tell it's a whale because of the teeth. See, whales have teeth. And this has teeth too. So this is what's happening to our whales. In case anybody was wondering, this is a whale after it swims through the dispersants. Now if it didn't have dispersants on it, the skin would have lasted a little bit long. But this is what the dispersants do, not just to whales, but to dolphins and turtles. It washes the skin off the whale. And like you said, you know it's a whale because I'm telling you it's a whale, and the dispersants is what I'm really trying to explain to you. They melt skin, the dispersants. And that's why that fella Admiral Thaddeus is lying, because he's telling you that the Coast Guard doesn't believe that the dispersants do any harm. But if you get caught with dispersants in the bilge of your boat, they take an oil sample, send it out to a laboratory, spend $1,000 on checking to see if you have dispersants in your bilge, and if you do, then you pay for the oil sample, you pay for their time, you got to go to court. They could give you a $10,000 fine for a couple of, just any percentage of dispersant too. So you know that fella Admiral Thaddeus, like I said, I don't remember his name because I don't like him because he can't tell the truth. And it really pisses me off that we pay these people hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to lie to us. Like the POTUS, he gets lots of money. He is actually a trained liar. And if I didn't have my anti-abomination glasses where I could tell when he's lying by looking into the glasses and adjusting when he's lying, then I wouldn't be able to know that he was lying. But thank God I have these. And now I have to go incognito because I have some really serious stuff to talk about. So I'm going to go incognito because, okay, I'm the only person in America that's supposed to know this. But last night at 7 o'clock, the POTUS's wife became pregnant. And she had a baby bomber this morning at 6 o'clock this morning, 6:06. And I have an exclusive on the baby bomber. See, it's a baby bomber. You know it's a baby bomber because you could tell by the ears. See the ears? Okay, this is an exclusive. There's a new bomber in the house. It's a baby bomber. You heard it here first, folks. And by the way, being that I'm on the subject of top secret stuff, I found a pair of nuts that represent what a real man's nuts look like. This is what, this is a man's nuts. I gotta keep the glasses on because I got more information. This is what a man's nuts look like. This is a man that goes out, works for a living, risks his life. Like I got pictures on my website you could go see of me sitting in a 50-foot tree with a chainsaw last year. This is what nuts look like. But I found something really rare. I found a nut, one nut. They're very rare. I found a nut of a politician or a lawyer or a congressman or a United States Mafia agent, aka the Coast Guard. I found one in a museum. See? Look. I don't know if you could see that. Hard to see it. Here, let me put it next to another. There's a man's nuts, and this is what the politicians got for nuts. Because they're all mouth. They never actually did a day's work. Let me tell you how, okay, I could take these off. How I used to get to work in the morning was get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, drive through a snowstorm, walk through 1,000 feet of marshes on crane mats, out to a temporary pier, jump on a tugboat, get on the tugboat, some cold-ass tugboat with no heat and ratty old windows, go out to a dredge in the North Atlantic, get dressed into an evac suit or throw a couple of Carhartts on, and then go climb onto the side of the rig, and I would be on ice watch with a 90-pound chipping hammer, the kind that they chip ice off the streets with, or a 60-pounder, depending on what they had on the rig. And I would chip ice you'd chip ice for a couple hours, you go into the shanty. But that's what your job was, so that the water that washed up on the side of the barge when it was 20 degrees below zero from the waves, that's what you did for a living. You don't think any of them congressmen ever did anything. And if you fell off the barge, no one wore life jackets. We didn't have all these sissy rules. These were men. Men that had nuts. Now, they might have been a little nuts. Dock builders are known for that kind of thing, but they had what it took to get the job done. You see this sissy, this fella, Tony Hellwarts, or Hellwars, whatever his name is, his nuts would fit inside the congressman's nuts because he wants his life back. He destroyed 100,000 people's lives this year. And then he lies about the dispersants not killing the fish. Then he lies about the oil plumes. Why did they put the dispersant in the water if they didn't make the oil sink? He's standing there for 7 weeks now telling the American public, see, because he ain't got no nuts. His nuts would fit inside here. I can't believe they let him go home for his 54th birthday so he could party. He should have had been out there on his belly with those poor men breathing in those fumes. He wants his life back, though. Hey, Tony, I got something for you. My father made it for me. It's called a fid. What you do with this is you splice ropes. You put it in the rope, it separates the rope. And then when you, and the ropes are sometimes, well, it's not rope, actually it's called a line. And you have to take line like this, and you take the fid and you start it somewhere when it's really small, and you stick the fid in and you work it out, and you splice a line. It's called line splicing. And you do that outside on the deck in the middle of the winter or the heat of the summer, because you can't take a 4-inch line into the inside of the tugboat. And if it's winter, first you beat the line with a sledgehammer, and then you take the fid and you stick the fid in. After you get the fid in, you take a sledgehammer handle, you put the sledgehammer handle in after the fid, Tony. After the fid, then you bend it, And then another guy with tape, he's taping up the ends of the line. He pulls the line through. You do that 3 or 4 parts, 3 or 4 turns, and that's what you got. You want your life back. There's people out there risking their life and limb, breathing in poison, but you want your life back. Yeah. And now we got to move on to some important stuff. All right, did I mention that they want me to start doing news stories? Somebody wrote me a letter. Now, this stuff is not affecting me, because what I got is I got some potion here. It's straight up distilled water. This way it keeps my head clear, so that this stuff doesn't interfere. But the waves, we got to worry about the waves. The abomination, it's really not it's abomination, because it's like A-bomb-A, Obama, because he let the oil rig get blown up. And I know that. I'm starting to believe that's possible, because I got an abomination wave deflector. And what this does is that I put it towards Washington, and it deflects back the abomination rays back towards Washington.